Hey, what's up YouTube? Digital Soul here. Anyways, now you may hear some noises in the background upstairs and stuff. My wife got home work from late. I couldn't get my filming done in any other time, but now I'm not going to stop my kids from playing and jumping around. So, without further ado, lack of communication. Now, in this world, in today's society, I'm 38 years old. I have a 5-year-old and a 1-year-old. There's some people that are 20 years old, maybe even a little younger, that have a 5-year-old and a 1-year-old. Now, I might seem a little immature, but when push comes to shove and when you have to be, I'm dead serious and I'm very professional when I need to be. But I like to be silly. That's how I am with my friends, and that's how I come across in my videos, especially in my gaming videos. But what I want to say is that when I was 20, I thought I was grown. I thought I knew everything. And I'm going to tell you that it's not the same case with every 20-year-old, but a lot of 20-year-olds are still kids. And you have kids raising kids, and there's kids even younger than 20 that are doing it. And the problem is lack of communication. Even with parents in my generation, it was a little different. Parents were a little harder on their kids than they are nowadays, because you always want to do better for your kids than your parents did. And I think that a lot of parents don't talk to their children. Parents don't talk to their children about sexual education, and they might just come across it. They might just try to breeze through it real quick, but they don't explain everything. There's repercussions. If something goes wrong, there could be another life involved. We have sex to procreate, and yeah, it feels good, but the whole purpose is so we can have children, and those kids have children, and those kids have children, and so on and so forth, and since the beginning of time, right? Since we came to exist. But it's just the parents aren't explaining to the children, nowadays, there's a sexual revolution, and it's been going on for some time, but people just go out there and they have sex and they don't care. They think, oh, well, I use a condom and I can't get anyone pregnant, but you can. Always. Something can happen. There could be a situation where something happens and someone's pregnant, then you have a responsibility. And because of lack of communication on the parent's end, and it's your job as a parent. It's no one else's job to teach your children. It's yours. Okay? So if you have kids, or if you're a young teen or a young adult and you haven't had sexual intercourse yet, then you need to either talk to your parents about what can happen when you do such things. There's a lot of sexual transmitted diseases, there's pregnancy, you just got to be careful. You just got to be careful nowadays. I'm not saying, hey, stop, don't do it, because then we would no longer exist. But you have to be ready for the circumstances, what could happen. And this also can touch on, let's say, like, in a job. Like back in my day, like parents used to always ask kids, well, what do you want to be when you grow up? Oh, I want to be an astronaut, I want to be a cop, I want to be this, I want to be that. And oh, that's great, honey, that's great. But then they don't show them what they would need to do such things. Like if maybe, hey, it would be great to fly in a rocket to space, but do you know everything that entails in having to get from A to B? You know what I'm saying? So parents just need to open up and explain to a child. You don't talk to a kid about actually going out and working. A lot of kids raise themselves through television, and that's just wrong. There has to be communication between adults and children in this world. That's why you have all these mean little people that like to come onto YouTube and try to say something hurtful. Someone leaves me a hate comment, I'll always reply to them, hey, thanks for giving me another comment, or, hey, I'm really sorry you feel that way, or something, but, life moves on. Bohem told me once a long time ago, you can't try and please everybody. So don't even try, because you can't please everybody, so to speak. But that's the problem. You have all these children that have no guidance. They may have some, but parents, you just need to understand that it's clay. A child is clay, and you need to help mold them and get them to where they are. And I know they say, well, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. But at least you can get it to the water. And then, of course, it's going to make its decision. So we raise these children into young adults. Then they do what they have to do with the knowledge they've been given. You can't expect school to teach your child everything. So just because your kid goes to school and gets an education doesn't mean that they understand life. Doesn't mean that they have common sense. Some people, I've done the wrong thing sometimes in life, and I've learned from it, and I've done the right thing. So you need to stop, and you need to open up communication with your children. You need adults. You need to open up communication with teens, even if it's not your kid. If you're in somewhere and you're working with somebody and you see they're doing this, talk to them for a minute. And if they don't want to hear what you have to say, then okay, walk away. You tried. But at least try. Make an effort. Let's change the world, okay? Let's show people that we care about one another instead of trying to break apart and everybody try to run to the top as fast as they can. Let's make a difference, okay? It's like kids are doing anything they want to do because they have no guidance to show them what's right from wrong. You have young children out there that live in a society where they have to carry guns and shoot one another because they're afraid or because they don't know any better. They don't understand the value of life. They don't understand that that person might not wake up tomorrow and see the sun another day or eat or see their family or their kids or watch their favorite show one more time. They don't understand the value of life. So they take it for granted. Gone. They're gone. And they're never going to come back. And then they have to live with that the rest of their lives, or someone will go after them. So no matter where you're raised, no matter where you're born, no matter how hard life can be, if you're going to have sex and you're going to have a child, you have to be involved in that child's life. You have to open up communication. And you can't come down too hard and scold kids too hard, because let's say you're a young adult. You make a mistake. Your parents flip out on you because you came to them and say, oh, well, this happened and blah, blah, blah. And boom, they blow up on you. They explode in your face. They're yelling at you. They're like, what the hell is wrong with you? Why would you do such things? Are you going to want to go to that adult again? Hell no. Hell no. You're not going to go to them again and explain your problems, or when something's wrong, you're not going to go and say, hey, I'm having some problems right now. Can you help me out? You're not going to approach them because this is how they reacted to you. So you need to come at your child level-headed and understand that they made a mistake. And screaming at them isn't a solution. It's not. You have to talk them through that, let them understand what they did wrong. And if they're blowing you off and they don't care and they're like, well, whatever, then you need to change that. You need to nip that in the bud. Parents need to be involved with their kids when they're kids. You need to make that change when they're young. So when they're older, that they have respect. And I'm not saying that they respect or fear you. I'm saying that they respect the world and everyone around us. And then maybe when they have children someday, they'll instill these good traits and qualities in their children. So it moves on. So it's a never-ending process, because we're not the end. Okay? Our kids' are not the end. But that's the only way to make the world better, is if we start now. If one person starts, if one person's only doing it, then eventually if he has 2 kids, then his kids are going to go doing it. And it's going to spread and vine out from there. And that's how it's going to happen. So we need to talk to them. We need to talk to young adults in this world. And even grown-ups. You need to stop and understand and listen. Because we're not always right. And here's another problem. Teens, kids, adults, old people. We were all kids and teens once. And kids and teens, you're going to be old adults if you're lucky, and you're going to be old and gray and wrinkly one day. Okay? We're all the same. So before you judge your child, you need to think back and remember what it is that you used to do. And by trying to nullify them from doing anything isn't the answer, because they need to make mistakes and learn from them in life. And kids, you need to understand that we adults were kids at one time, and we had parents too, and it's all the same. So open up the doors and have communication. And let's quit trying to be single individuals and being little blocks on a computer screen talking to people and saying, hey, this is me, watch me, be with me, and only me. And let's open up and make this a community once more. Let's make the whole entire world a community once more. Because we're all, brothers and sisters, right? We're all human beings. And I've said this in another video. The only thing scary enough that might bring us all together is if there were such a thing, and I'm not looking up to God, maybe an alien UFO man come to attack us. Would we unify then? And isn't it sad that it would take something like that to bring us all together? This is Digital Soul, and this has been Friday. I hope you have a great weekend. And if anything throughout this video, even if I wasn't completely on point, I hope I made you think. Till next time, peace. Psh.